good afternoon, folks. Mel Carmine down here in Costa Rica. And wouldn't you know it, it's exactly 17 minutes to 1 o'clock here in Costa Rica on this beautiful day on May 23rd, 2023, as we continuously battle the New World Order. And listen, there's a lot of noise out there. And I got to say, Emily, where are you? Whiplash, where are you? Okay. I'm going to stay very, very neutral at this point. We're not going to convict anybody. Everybody's innocent, supposedly, until proven guilty. So we're going to go with that model. But the reality is there's a lot of noise out there. So, you know, the best thing to do would be to put out an invitation out to both Emily and Rocky. I'm going to stay neutral. Let them present what they want to present and let the audience decide what the hell is going on here. Okay. Now, personally, you know, the lobster, we were really hot on it early on, but the reality is, as I said to Mr. James Anthony, by the way, is an incredible talent. And I keep telling him that he should focus on being a full-time podcaster because he would be a sensation, and he would be. Not to get off track, guys, you know, the bottom line is if they would come on the show and show what it is they have, the audience would make the decision on who's right, who's wrong. But right now, I can tell you that I've reached out to Rocky. I've reached out to Emily via text, a telephone call this morning, text onto her personal cell phone number. I sent a two voice messages directly to her Telegram. I sent her 2 text messages from my Google Voice directly to her cell phone number. No response, 0. Okay, there was absolutely no pulse. And I say, look, if you're not guilty, come to the table. Look, at the end of the day, I like Emily. I don't want to see anything happen to Emily. Okay. I don't really particularly care the fact that she picks on the Jews. I got friends of mine who are Jewish. I take a little bit of offense to that. Okay. I think she should change her tune on that. But look, James Anthony here is going to basically show some stuff that may or may not leave you scratching your head. Basically, you make your own decision on what this is. James Anthony, welcome to the call, brother. I almost keep calling you Mark Anthony for some reason, because I can't get rid of that guy's name. I was at a friend of mine's house who lives right next door to Mark Anthony about 4 weeks ago. So anyway, welcome to the show, brother. Show us what you got, and what do you think about this ledger stuff? Do you have any opinions on this ledger uncertainty, this FUD that's going around about ledger? My wife said, "Don't worry about it. Our money's safe." I trust my wife.
Yeah. Well, peace and blessings, everyone. How's everybody doing? It's an honor always to be here with you, Mal. I appreciate the invite. As far as ledger goes, last year I saw some stuff floating around where the CEO of Ledger was speaking negatively about Ripple and XRP, calling it the S coin, the banker's coin, so on and so forth. And when that happened, I decided to start switching my assets over to a Descent. Descent wallet is the biometric. I love it. It's hands down the best asset. I mean, the best hardware wallet that I've ever used.
Okay, is that the one with the fingerprint?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that. I love that wallet. But as far as the FUD goes, listen, if they're using a third-party service, which they are, to shard your seed phrase, and I just saw a video this morning where they will give, if the government subpoenas them, they will give it to the government. And so that means that they're openly telling us they will give access to our assets over to the government if a subpoena comes.
If that's true, the government, the American government, the American New World Order government will steal everybody's assets, all of them, not maybe just a little bit, all of them. If that's
don't get it twisted. The fact that he's openly saying that he will give them the assets, he will give them, access to the assets. That right there should be more than enough of, hey, that's it. Case closed, move it to another wallet. I told somebody in my group just within 5 minutes, he came back to me and said, done, moved it all. I was like, wow, that was quick, bro. A little quicker than I would have been able to do that. But, I commend that. Listen, you know what we are, bro? We are pioneers, bro, because we're on the edge of this technology, right? And so because there's no regulation, and that's the main reason why those folks are getting away with what they're getting away with, because technically there's no regulation in this space just yet, bro. There's not. And so they're not doing anything that's against the law, quote unquote. But you and I both know, I mean, especially myself personally, I mean, I lost a lot of money in that lobster deal, a lot of money. And early on, I was telling people, back away from those seized assets.
But
okay?
most people, James, with all due respect, most people went in with $5 because for like, you know, a dollar worth of XLM, you could buy billions, literally, of assets,
Yep.
right? And people had billions for like pennies, okay? And so, you know, I would say, I would venture off, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, 98% of the people really did not get hurt because they probably lost anywhere between, you know, $10 to $100. Okay.
Well, you know what? I would have agreed with you if I didn't read this article just yesterday. And this is an article that I read that a guy who had a legit running business when this whole beer flu thing started, started following the drops and the communities that decode the drops, and got so far into the whole QSI thing, okay, and this is a legit story, that his family started talking to him because they basically wanted to commit him because this is all he was talking about. Long story short, the guy ended up committing suicide because he put over $500,000 into these assets. Okay.
Wow.
And he lost his family's business. I mean, he ruined everything. And so he ended up committing suicide.
But this is a one case, isolated case. This is not the norm.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if there's more.
But it doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter. If this guy really committed suicide and lost his family's business, you know, and someone is pulling a scam, I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they aren't. I'm saying if someone is pulling a scam, whoever they are, whoever she or he is, hiding or not hiding, someone needs to get clipped, don't you think?
Well, I'll tell you this. I will tell you my honest opinion with the evidence that I've seen is they are running pump and dump, rinse, wash, and repeat scams. And they're doing it because they're telling everyone to hodl, right? Hodl, wait till after the event. We can't make any connections publicly because of the NDAs. I mean, it's such a brilliant scam if you think about it, okay? I mean, they're hiding behind the no regulation and the white hat NDAs. Okay?
So you got all these people putting money in. They're telling them to wait until the event. They're siphoning money out, is what you're saying, correct?
Bro, and daily. We can watch it. In fact, I'm going to pull something up in a second here. Please. We can watch within a 2-day period them making over 200 grand. With hundreds of sell orders at very small amounts, just so that they're not raising any flags. And that specific wallet was traced back to Whiplash. Now, listen, I'm not going to take credit for any of this evidence because I'm not the one who did the homework, right? It happened to me last year. I backed away. I tried to sound the alarm, but I got shunned. So I backed away because I thought, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And this is a real thing. But within every lie, there's a hint of truth. And so that's how they keep stringing people along. Right? My only goal to share this information is to hope that we prevent somebody from losing as much as I did. Because
that's why it prompted me to make this video. I would have much rather do this video with Rocky and Emily than just me and you. But I put out the call. The call is out there. Now it's public. Okay. Where are you, Emily? Where are you, Rocky? Okay. You guys are making so much noise on Telegram. And I need you guys to come to the channel and make the noise here on YouTube. Go ahead and show us some of your stuff, please.
So the name of this group is White Hat Army. And I just found it a couple of days ago. Somebody had sent me a voice note singing the same song that I've been singing in my little Telegram group for a few months now. And it struck a note. So I followed the link back to this group and just saw people upset and all voicing their opinion. This group's goal is to expose bad actors in this space. Specifically, they're focusing on Whiplash and Emily. Now, if you guys aren't guilty, then come to the table, okay? Come to the table and
That's what I'm saying.
Explain it and explain your side, okay? Explain your side. Let me pull something up real quick. That really blew my mind. National Gold and Sun Gold on Indus.Gold, 4 CBDCs, DBSA, South Africa, Innova, and BNDS equals Brazil. Okay, so now on the left-hand side, you see what the posts are. Here's the latest full list as of 4/17. And then on the right, you can see that they're promoting Sun Gold Tuesday. Whip QSI promotes every day and then dumps. Okay. Promotion, dump. You could see here, like here is the proof. You could see it.
Blow it up.
Here.
Blow it up.
It's just, it's so mind-blowing that I didn't see it before. And you know what? I had some cognitive dissonance, right? And I can admit that, right? These people are using the same tactics that the cabal, that the elites are using on us, that they've been using on us to indoctrinate us. They're just reverse engineering it, right? And then they use things like your intentions can be read. And so that's when people trust even more. Well, okay, I know these people are telling there's no way they can lie if intentions can be read. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't believe that for a second.
Not for a second, bro. Listen, we live in a
you gotta be
world,
stupid
bro.
on steroids to believe that
On
shit.
steroids, bro. Okay, this is all biblical. When they say it was biblical, this is really biblical. Okay, we live in a fallen world from the beginning, from the garden. We are all sinners. The only way we're saved is through grace. There's nothing we could do that merits heaven. Obviously, I'm a grateful sinner saved by grace. You know, I have to throw that in there because I am
right
a warrior.
So basically, Whip QSI tells you to hold, and then what happens? They let it go up, and then they dump out.
Yeah, you can see.
And this is all done, and this you could basically prove this with digital stuff, with digital software, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You can watch as the dates because they've released certain wallets that belong to them, right? And so these guys have been able to track the wallets according to the dates and watch according to the posts that they're making. So they're promoting. And you notice that they're even still doing it now. Every other day, there's a new asset being dropped in their room, and there's always a few hundred wallets already on, which means everybody's set up to get their payday. And then once they release it, then they could start selling out. As the masses come in, that's when they start scaling out. And they rinse, wash, and repeat. Bro, they're doing this with thousands of assets. This is just one. You want to see something crazy? Here, I'll show you just one. Can you hear this?
March 2022, WHIP began with 923 billion Indus gold assets. Where you see red is the pump that indicates a
blow it up, brother. Blow it up to the size of the screen.
It's the sell.
Blow it up. Blow it up. There you go.
Yellow because it's cowardly. This is the date. This is his address. This is the amount of the asset, the amount in which the asset was sold price-wise. So in this price column, you're going to see the stair step as we scroll down the different prices in which he's selling it at. This is the amount of XLM that he made on each sell. So we're beginning with.
So now that was basically to set the premise, little context. And now let's go to the end where, and I'll get you links to all of this so that you can put it in your group or you can put it in the description, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, now, give it to Amber, and she'll put it underneath the video. This way everybody has access to it, please.
Yeah, and shout out to the White Hat Army. You know, they've been bringing this alarm for over a year now, and because I stepped away from this aspect of the space, I didn't even hear it until I just came back. And so now what I'm doing is I'm going to try to take their information and share it. They've reached out to several large influencers with this evidence. So it would behoove you, if you're an influencer of any kind, to get in touch with these guys, because this evidence is real. It's real. Okay, it's tangible.
See these charts.
You see on top the profit 198,000 XLM.
This is just Indus gold. This
is just one asset. Listen to what he says right here.
So this is what WHIP made.
This
198,000 XLM.
This is what he made on this one asset within the course of 2 days. And what he says is WHIP is taking all your money while slowly lowering the price into the ground. Do you think these are the only ones? The proof is in the ledger.
No, these stair steps.
You just need to learn how to read it.
This is just Indus gold. This goes on and on and on.
See, he shows it
every
right
asset
here.
that he's ever pumped. since the beginning of his account on Telegram. This is what we're looking at. This is one. We have many more. As you can see, this chart, it clearly shows you the pump and then the dump, and then how he does it over and over. This probably reflects that 25,000 XLM that he made, and then again the dump thereafter. Look at the chart and you compare the numbers. This is what you will see over and over on every asset that Whip has posted. So one may say, well, how is this bad? He's just making money. Well, it's bad because while he's promoting these tokens, getting everybody into these tokens under the assumption that they're going to make their money off of all of these seized assets, and they're going to sell these assets. And as they sell these assets, they're going to put the funds from these assets into Indus Gold and the other Indus assets as he promotes daily, yet he sells them. He pumps them up, then he sells them. He rug pulls.
And then if you go in deeper, you know, there's all kinds of little connections that they've made to show some proof. Now I'm not showing this to promote, to glorify myself in any way. This is solely for the purpose that it'll open up somebody else's eyes, and it'll prevent them from dumping a lot of money into one of these things. Okay.
Right.
In my little group, you know, very small group, we're kind of trying to, you know, change the format a little bit so that we can become a resource. But, you know, we tell people, buy utility assets and hold on to them. If you want to learn how to trade, that's a whole different ball game. There's plenty of other rooms for that. But as far as I'm concerned, buy your XRP, store it in a descent, and that's it. Set it and forget it. Wait till whatever's going to happen is going to happen, because this is the digital real estate for the new system, hands down.
By the way, I'm going to invite some people to a podcast. I want to invite you publicly as well regarding these wallets, because we came this far. We didn't come this far to lose. We're here to collect. We're here to receive. Okay.
Yes,
we are programmed to receive, just like the song goes. And so I need to put together the smartest people I know about this stuff and get them in a room regarding these wallets. And if my wife, you know, feels that maybe we should move our stuff over because of some of the decisions that were made by Ledger lately, then that's what it is. But I got to advise everybody accordingly as well. But just for the record, guys, I just want to let you guys know. A lot of people call me a scammer. I'm not a scammer because I'm here to try and correct a wrong. I don't own a lobster. I don't do lobster. My wife is very technical. Yes, am I a little bit of a techie? To some extent. I don't have the time to be a techie. I'm the mouthpiece. I'm the podcaster. I'm the YouTube face behind the product, if you will. But the magic behind the product and behind the man is my wife, and she's behind the scenes. But I will tell you this. I don't know if Emily's wrong. I don't know if she's guilty or not guilty. It's too soon to tell. However, when we have that irrefutable, irrevocable evidence, she's going to have other people to answer to, and it's not the guy in the big chair. Okay. And where they're going, if that's true, if it is true, I don't know. And they're going to have all of their XLM removed. They're not going to have any more XLM. And where they're going, they might not come out for a very long time. And there's also a possibility, because we're in a new world order, World War IV, we bypassed World War III, that they may very well, you know, get a ride down to Guantanamo Bay with the rest of them. And that would be, you know, a death sentence, because this is treasonous crimes against humanity. We're trying to move into a humanitarian situation where we help humanity instead of, you know, it's like, you know, humanity's been hurt enough. Doing this is like throwing salt on a wound, and I'm not going to stand for it.
Yeah, and the reality is that we need to, like, we're on the cutting edge of technology, right? And so there's going to be mistakes made, no doubt about it. But as good God-fearing warriors of Christ, we admit when we promptly admit being wrong, and we address it and move forward. Okay. And so, Mel, I commend you for coming on the show and doing a little show specifically about this situation. I do think, hands down, there's irrefutable evidence. I think it can't be denied. And I'm gonna make sure I pass all of this stuff
Well,
over.
again, we will put out the invitation. Emily, can you hear me? Okay, Mel calling you. Emily, hello. Is anybody home? Emily, you're invited to come to the show. Okay, if you're not guilty, come to the show. Rocky, listen, Rocky, hello, Rocky. Am I stressing that enough? Okay, come to the show. Show the people, okay, who is a scammer, who's not a scammer. If Rocky, you got the goods on Emily, let's throw down, dude. Okay, I know, listen, you've stabbed me publicly. I'm talking to you, Rocky. Okay, I've stabbed you right back. I'm from the streets. I don't lay down, dog. You know what I mean? You feeling me? You come at me, you bite me, I'll bite you 10 times.
But the reality is we should be working together.
We should.
Be
Absolutely. But this guy, listen, this guy, I can't forget the fact that he publicized my address is where I'm living now. Thank God. And not for me. Thank God nobody came here, because if they come here, they need to be on a program called BYOB, Bring Your Own Body Bag. There's a lot of armed people in here. You understand? Wow. You put people at risk when you do stuff like this.
You sure it was him?
Oh, it came from his channel. It was posted on his channel.
Wow.
Okay. They even had a picture of my house and everything. This is where Mel Carmine lives in Costa Rica. Okay. So, you put me at risk. I'm willing to put all of that behind me, because you have to be crazy to want to walk inside a gated community where we have armed guards everywhere, and every household here has at least 2 or 3 guns. You'd be absolutely crazy. Okay. So the reality is, I'm willing to put all of that aside. Okay. I don't have any animosity. Okay. Yes, I can understand. He's saying, okay, Mel Carmine's with Emily. Emily's crooked. Mel Carmine's no good, right? You sleep with dogs, you wake up with the fleet.
You could definitely understand where people are coming from.
I do. And that's what I'm saying. I'm willing to put that all aside right now.
That's right, brother.
But the reality is, I want these 2 dogs to get on camera with me and show your case. Show me what you got. Show me. Show the world.
Now that's Mel speaking. I'm saying, Emily, listen, I know. I could read it, I could see it, I could feel it, and I felt it from the very beginning, which is why I got shunned out of the group and had to be, exited and sidestepped. But Rocky, what I'm saying to you, big bro, is get on this show and show the people on a large platform like this the evidence, so we can prevent other people from losing money. Ultimately,
exactly.
That's what it's all about, preventing people from losing money. Because if you think about how long and how hard they've been directing us outside of XRP into XLM, just think about that, bro. We know XRP is the one, and all they've been trying to do is pull us out of XRP, my guy. Think about that.
Yeah. Exactly. When they came up with this elaborate story, they had one of my investors who went in with hundreds of thousands of dollars, bought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of XRP. And this guy calls me, says, Mel, you got to stop everything. You got to watch this video with Emily. This guy took his money and put it into XLM.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Bro.
All of it. He said, I'm done. So,
but just think about this. XLM is 10 years later in the game. XRP Ripple has been running for how many years now? 10 plus years?
Well, about 3 months after Bitcoin.
Yeah. So you're going to choose XLM, which is 10 years later trying to play catch up, opposed to XRP that has
XRP is the last and final Bitcoin.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I will bet my bottom dollar that XRP is the one.
Yes.
I am betting my bottom dollar.
Anybody who wants to come and bet with us, I'll double down on that bet every day of the week and twice on Sunday, because I've been here for 8 years. Yeah. Okay. Yes, May 18th for me was 8 years. I'm not new to this game. Yes, I've been here when there was double zeros and a number to buy XRP. I remember I gave her $50 to shut my wife up. And, I even forgot that I said, hey, go buy yourself some XRP and leave me the hell alone. So I was down with that music, that song, hey, down with the man. I was a Bitcoin. I Bitcoin, down with the man.
So was I. When I first got in, I was
Right.
all about Bitcoin. It took me just a few months to realize what XRP was, though.
Yeah. So when she bought $50 worth, about 3 days later, we're laying in bed. I said, by the way, did you buy that stupid thing called XRM, whatever? I said, because I didn't remember even the name. She goes, XRP. And I said, how much did you get for $50? She said 12,500.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's how we got our start, And so she's the one, then she was the one that said, hey, go watch the videos. And I started watching 3, 4, 5 hours a day videos. I couldn't stop. I was addicted. It was like eating Doritos. Okay. You can't stop. Once you have one, you have to have 72 of them. I don't do that anymore to my body. Thank God.
I had to force feed myself too, because I couldn't, when I started watching digital asset videos, I couldn't understand the terminology, and it would drive me nuts that I didn't understand what they were saying. So I would force myself to watch video after video after video so that I could eventually learn.
Bro, you know what happened when I did understand it? My habit went from 5 hours a day of watching Brad Kimes and Digital Asset Investor and all these guys, all these wonderful people. I was watching 17 hours a day.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough. I was convinced years ago that this was the one. You're going to try and shake me out with some fancy mathematics and try to tell me that XLM is the king and XRP is the queen?
And how about this? Okay. So Jed McCaleb, who is the creator of XLM, was also one of the original creators of XRP, right? We know that.
Sure.
But he's so slick, okay? He's managed to slide out of several such big issues, and you want to wonder, how is that possible? He's gotten away. He didn't get hit with the SEC Ripple thing, and he should have, because he was still holding. He was part of the beginning of that. The Mount Gox thing, he was part of Mount Gox, that whole debacle. And now what's going on?
Silk Road.
Yes,
all of it.
Exactly, my bro. And he's slid his way through all of these things. How is that possible?
Because he's a slimy little worm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the evidence is there to prove it.
But his asset, unfortunately, because I own a lot of it, and so does Amber. Okay, we own a lot of it.
Listen, I have some too. I have some too.
I listen, guys. At this point, play it safe. We're gonna find the best wallets for you. If what is it? The ledger is changing horses in the middle of the stream. We need to pay very, very close attention to those guys, because nobody's gonna F with Mel's money. Okay, nobody. I didn't get this far to this game to come here to lose the game. I'm here to win. I'm here to win big, and we're gonna study them. We're gonna watch every move. They're under investigation, folks. The technology we have today, we can hear a snake fart in Egypt. You understand? Okay. There's nothing they're going to do. If the verdict is that they're moving in a direction that we don't like and we need to go to another wallet, believe you me, I will give you guys a link directly to the manufacturer. You're going to go and get that wallet. We're going to make sure that that's not a New World Order company. Okay. And we're going to put our money in a safe haven, because when this thing comes unglued and it comes undone, we want our money.
And I'll tell you something else. And I'll tell you something else. Another good way to make sure when you're investing in, not financial advice. None of us are financial advisors. That needs to be said. But one thing you could do when you're researching these assets is you have to look at the team. You have to look at the partnership. You got to look at the connections and see if they connect. If you can't access any of those things, that is a major red flag. And every one of those seized assets under NDA are all like that. Okay. In Stellar, you can put any link from anywhere onto the asset. Doesn't even have to be your link. Okay. Right. That's what a decentralized exchange is. It's open for anyone to do anything. So we have to be extremely careful when we're doing what we're doing. And if you ask me, they're trying to lead us away from XRP intentionally.
Absolutely.
It's close, hands down.
This is a very convoluted movie, and the more complex, the more confusing they can make it so that they can discourage the little people. Okay. The more, but see what I do? I don't surround myself with idiots. I surround myself with smart guys. This is a modern day, as far as I'm concerned, Einstein. Okay, like my friend Frank Mancini, modern day Einsteins. You know why? Because I want to make sure that there's no way they could beat us. So see, together we individually may have 120 IQ, but when you put thousands of us together and you start to, multiply that IQ, it's a lot of IQ, and everybody's got a little piece of the puzzle that makes sense. And when we put those puzzles together, let me tell you something. That's why the New World Order doesn't like guys like us.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yep. And I'll tell you what else. I'm so fascinated. And by the way, thank you for that compliment. But all glory belongs to the Most High. None of it is me.
The Lord upstairs.
That's right. I'm here solely by the grace of God, right? 4 years ago, I was a homeless addict. And here I am now, my own home, my own vehicle, assets, a portfolio, my channel. So all totally by the grace of God, right? I'm living in his grace. But I just want to say, man, it's a gift to be where we're at. Okay.
Yes.
It's a tremendous gift. And all we need to do is allow it to come. The information comes.
Exactly. We're going to protect everybody. We're here to protect the little people. We are soldiers. We are generals on this battlefield, and we're going to live or die on this battlefield protecting the little people. Make no mistake about it. Mel Carmine is not a scam artist. Anybody who knows this dude will tell you that. Okay, this guy, I had the pleasure to meet him in the flesh in Las Vegas.
That's right.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I want to see how you react to the question I'm about to ask you.
Dun, dun, dun.
How big is the XRP convention going to be next year if Nasara Jassara goes mainstream before that?
Well, I'll tell you this. The Nasara Jassara situation is, to me, it's a buzzword, right? The system is flipping, definitely. These assets are going to blow up 100%. But the Nasara Jassara thing is a way that most of these influencers are using to create buzz and get clicks and get people to watch. Is there going to be a flip? Absolutely. Will XRP the center of attention? 100%. Will the convention be 10 times more bigger next year? Forget about it, bro.
Even if Nasara doesn't happen, it'll be at least 5 times bigger than it was this year.
Regardless, bro, they're already planning. I've already got emails about it. They're already planning the new venue. And by the way, Reaper Financial is one of my favorite projects. I love the fact that you have Patrick on here all the time. It's one of my favorite projects, the most transparent project on the XRP ledger. Watch out for them. They're coming with a convention soon too. I was just talking to them. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I love the CEO of that company.
Awesome.
What's his name?
Patrick Riley. Yeah.
Patrick Riley. That's right. I can't remember everybody's name. I'm bad with names normally, but Patrick, what a stand-up guy. You know, when you look at that guy, you know this is the real deal.
Straight shooter.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100,000%. You use your bullshit meter, right?
Yep. It's few and far in between when you catch somebody as transparent.
But Nasara and Jassara is a very real deal, bro. Nasara and Jassara, it's an acronym. It's an acronym that stands for whatever, it's on
national economic.
Right,
yeah, I know.
Exactly. Okay.
I do believe, but what some of these communities have made it out to be is what
I'm the originator, brother.
Yeah.
I'm the originator of the whole thing. There was no such thing as Nasara and Jassara on Telegram until I came along. It's a fact.
I believe there's definitely a whole lot of stuff going on. I mean, the evidence is everywhere. The
reevaluation. Let's talk about the reevaluation. You got Trump, going to the RV company with recreational vehicles, and he's saying, I think I'm going to get myself one of these things, an RV. He's telling everybody there's going to be a reevaluation. We know that.
Things like this trip me out. Yeah, things like that trip me out.
So where are you on the dinars and the zims and the bolivars? Because that is a monetary system of this planet. When they value, that's got to revalue with everything else.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's days where I think it's a very real thing, and then there's days where I feel like it's not. But either way, I have zims. My benefactor.
Worst case scenario, we'll make it put it into wallpaper, and we could go to bed at night laughing, looking at our walls.
It's a collectible worst case scenario, right?
But I can tell you that there's a good friend of mine. You guys have seen her on my show, Dr. Sandra Michael Rose.
Oh yeah, good people. Good
Okay.
people.
She is connected with an admiral. I'm not talking just any admiral. I won't mention names, but the admiral is like a 4-star admiral. Yeah. And he is involved specifically with the quantum financial system. And he's in Reno more times than he's in his own house.
Have you ever had
where
a
the
chance
main computer is? The main
you ever had-
quantum. Huh?
Have you ever had a chance to speak with him? You ever had a chance to?
I'm not going to be able to speak with him, but he said to Dr. Sandra Rose that he was at a big name bank, like Chase, one of these big banks, Bank of America. Name a few other ones. It's not either one of those two, but there's another one.
First National,
No,
JP
no.
Morgan, Santander, Bank of
No.
America.
Bank of America, no.
First
I can't think of the name of the bank. Amber will probably put it here.
Union is another one. First Union.
No, this is big. This is bigger. But it'll probably come to me. But anyway, the admiral told her that we are absolutely at the doorstep. But
Yeah.
We've heard this before.
Right. Well, that's why I stress to people, don't concern yourself about what's going to happen when that happens. Do what you can do today, right? Start putting that. If you want to be a humanitarian and you have a project, start putting
Do it now.
Now. Start doing it now.
My project, like my Telegram project is a humanitarian project because we teach people what? Quantum financial system, QFS1776.com. You go there, you get the education of your life free of charge. Is that humanitarian?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I think the QFS is? I think the QFS is all these different layer 0, layer 1, and layer 2 blockchain networks with their native assets all working in tandem, interoperable, playing each role. Some for trade finance, some for derivatives, some for commodities, stocks, bonds, smart contracts. I mean, you name it, there's going to be some kind of a smart contract specific to whatever that is. They're transferring the whole financial system into a digital version, and they're upgrading it so that you don't need trust.
Yeah.
Trustless.
I found the bank. It's Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo, that's a big one. I forgot about that.
That's where the admiral had the meeting with. They had the meeting with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is knee deep into the quantum financial system.
Oh, you know what? The guy that was sitting at the table with us when we were at the Las Vegas convention, that guy, he just texted me just 2 days ago. He was working in a bank, and the president of the bank came to him and told him about XRP. He said that's when he got into the space in 2017, when the president of the bank told him about XRP.
Wow.
He said, oh man, I knew and I think it was First Union was the one he was talking about.
Wow. So let me ask you point blank, what did you think of when I had the cojones to go up to the
bro, I made a recording of that. That was great. I was gonna make a short out of it, but it's too long, so I'm just gonna make a little video. Bro, I could not. I'm telling you, when you started asking that question to Jack McDonald and the guy from Uphold, and then you had Mr. Blueberry. Well, what's his name? Mr. Intuitive or something. The guy from Twitter, the Blackberry guy. Anyways, when you did that, bro, my jaw hit the floor. That made me look at you in a whole new light, because now I believe that you believe everything that you're saying.
Oh, there's no question. I believe with every fiber of my being.
Made me, and I keep it 100 with you. We've been dealing with each other for months. That right there was the solidification. And then when I asked you that other question that I asked you, and you told me what you told me, I said, oh man, this guy. So now I get it. Okay. I believe him.
Yeah, bro, let me tell you something. It's so much deeper than most people think, even you.
Yeah.
And you're a sharp cookie. These guys are CEOs. Most of these CEOs of these companies right now, who they're giving a hard time to the little people to take their money off of Uphold and all this stuff. They're all playing games. They're all part of the New World Order. You understand? And they're not allowed to tell you that they know about Nassara and Jassara, where it is a very real deal.
You hear what he said? The guy didn't even answer the question. He said, next question.
And he said, and some guy says, are you trying to get us killed? I got the
bro, I have it recorded.
Are you trying to get us killed?
Yeah.
Because they have to sign non-disclosures agreement that are this thick, and they are. on the line to get killed if they
And
talk.
I believe those are very real too. I believe those are very real too. Those NDAs. I mean, David Schwartz was open about having his NDAs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking about that whole QSI and whip thing. I mean, I think they're hiding behind a lot of it. You know, Heavenly Father, forgive me, but you know,
Let him
it's
come
gonna-
forward. If you guys are not hiding anything, come forward. Rocky,
Please.
I sent you a couple messages to your personal Telegram. If you want to contact me, you contact me. If you don't want to contact me, that's fine. Mel Carmine will survive with or without Emily, with or without Rocky. Believe me. Okay. We will win this war, and we will reset the algorithms, and then the cream is going to rise to the top. Okay. Because I will tell you right now, I will have my day in the sun where I'm going to see, 500,000 people following Mel Carmine, because I know that's the number that should be here right now, and it's not. And that's just on YouTube. Okay. You guys are holding us back because we got our finger on the pulse. We know what your next move is going to be.
I do believe it. I do believe there's definitely something major cooking, and we are onto something, because the closer we get, the more censored we are. And so I do believe that. It may not be as everybody thinks, but something's definitely coming.
Well,
Something's
James
definitely
Anthony, it was a pleasure for you to come to the show, brother. His links are going to be right down below, because we believe in cross-pollination. It don't matter. He's got, 1,000 subscribers or 800 subscribers. What matters is he's got the cojones. He's got the balls. God saves those who get a microphone and speak out. The more
That's right.
people get one of these and they wear their balls and they speak out, the
Yes,
more
sir.
the New World Order is going to say, wait a minute, because there's 100,000 to one.
Yes, sir.
If we all stood up, we against the New World Order, for every one of them, there's 100,000 of us.
Cognitive dissonance is so
It
real.
wouldn't even be a contest.
Not even, bro. Not even. If we stopped buying certain products and everybody did it at the same time, we would shut down the market, bro. That's why I'm talking about the Limitless Collective, because we are limitless when we are the collective. That's why
How
the
did they
name
find you? Tell them how they find you on YouTube. How do they find you anywhere else?
on Twitter, I'm Tokenomics, capital T OMNIXX. That's on Twitter. You can catch me, Limitless Collective, on Telegram, and on YouTube, I'm James Anthony Limitless.